Very good morning. So today it's Thursday, my favorite day of the week, because no more training until Tuesday. Right, so today's upper body work. So I'm getting some leg work in, so I'm gonna speed walk. And we'll speed walk. Actually, no, I can't speed walk back because I need to pick up shopping. So anyway, I will get some walking in. So I'm gonna go straight in. So I'll have about 20 minutes. I can make a 20-minute video. So I'll begin with a thought that came to me while I was preparing myself in the bathroom. And that thought was beauty sleep. What beauty sleep? So you see, God has a sense of humor. Yesterday I spent 11 hours doing my hair and my face. Now, if I say I spent 11 hours doing my hair and my face, the average human being would think I did nothing else yesterday but do my hair and my face. And I've got all the time in the world. But not so. I know how to make time work for me. I have no choice but to figure that out. In those 11 hours, I was also doing my hair. So what am I talking about? No, I was sewing and as well attending to my sister. So while I was doing all of that, my face and my hair were taking care of themselves. So that's how I managed to do my hair and my face. Now I'm due to do my hair again on Monday, or I was. But I will now need to bring that back and do it on Sunday instead. And here's where my tale will begin. So I'm going to tell you exactly why why I'm having to make adjustments. I was up this morning sewing at 6:30. And the reason I was up sewing at 6:30 is because a week ago today, I was trying to get hold of somebody. And I'm going to that shortly. I was trying to get hold of somebody knowing that tomorrow it's Friday. And the reason I was trying to get hold of them was to ask them if they had placed my delivery. It's a next day delivery service. So had I managed to get hold of the individual, the answer would have been no. But she would have then at least been able to do it in time for the delivery to arrive on Friday. Because last weekend, I'm working on 2 flats, as I've said before. And as well, I do other work. I have other customers. So I have to schedule everything in such a way in order to get, to keep all the customers happy. And when I say keep the customers happy, I mean if I say that I will get something done by a certain time, it will be done. One thing I don't do is give the customer excuses. Hold on a second. How are you doing?
On the phone. Not too
Yeah.
bad. I'm not calling later. I need to do a telephone with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Long story. Yeah. I'm always well.
You look well. Sexy lady.
I've been up from 6:30 sewing.
Oh my God.
But that's because somebody was meant to order fabric for me for it to be delivered. So I could do that job last weekend while I wasn't too busy. And I didn't do it. It came on Monday. And then other jobs, other fabrics that I was expecting also arrived. So I've got to cram everything in. Yeah, so I'd factored that in, but just one thing that person failed to do, and that stuffed me up. And she was the one who offered to get the fabric. She was harassing me. I can get it for you. I can get it for you. And then she did that. I'm going to ring her later and explain how she's messed up my ability to sleep. So every day up until Monday, because I got to deliver this job. I haven't even started it. I need to deliver it on Monday. But it means I don't get to sleep. Do you see what I mean? And that's just because one person failed to do what they were supposed to do.
Call me when you're ready. So
No, you can call me. I'm just going to my training session, but I'm going to be back by 10:30. So call me anytime, all right?
All right then.
See you later. Bye. Now, that's a happy coincidence. So that's the person who was in charge of my sister from the caring agency. And it's interesting because I actually needed to have a word with her about something else. But she just said to me that she needs to do like a telephone interview to see how things are going. So anyway, but she just saved me from having to go into detail about what it was that I was going to talk about, because I've just pretty much said it. So anyway, I'm not gonna then go back into that because I've already just said it to her. So this person, the reason why she failed I spoke to her on the Tuesday. I gave her all my measurements to tell her exactly how much of that fabric I needed. The reason she ended up doing it was because she knew that I was doing these flats, and she said, I can get fabrics for you. But I said, no, it's okay, because I have somebody else I get my fabrics from. But in this case, when it was time to do the voiles and the nets, she said, oh, I've got some really good nets, so forth and whatever. So she sent me some samples. I then showed those samples to the client, the two flats, and, you know, they basically decided which one they wanted. So I got back to her, and I said I would come back to her with the measurements, which I did do on the Tuesday. Now she asked me if I would mind if she ordered the net the next day, because she wanted to work out what she needed for herself. So in other words, she wants to order her supplies with my order in order to save money on shipment. Right, so I said no problem, because even if she had ordered it on Wednesday, it would have arrived on Thursday. And had she ordered it on Thursday, it would have arrived on Friday. So she had plenty time to play with. So when I did manage to get hold of her on the Friday, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't done it. And of course, being the kind of person I am, I'm very strict. You say you're going to do something and you don't do it, and it's going to impact somebody else in a professional way especially, I'm going to rip your head off after a fashion. So having done that, she said to me, I said to her, I was actually wanting to get that job done over the weekend. So she said to me, can't you do something else? Now that's something that you don't say to me, that's a red rag to the bull. Because obviously I've got responsibility of my sister and other things to do. Therefore, much of my time in my mind is consumed figuring out time, reckoning time, how I'm going to get everything done. Now, I knew that my other customers were going to start bombarding me with fabrics. When I say bombarding, I don't mean in a negative way. But I knew the fabrics were gonna start coming come Monday, right? And so said, so done. So these were orders that I already knew about, already had the measurements for and everything, but we're just waiting on the fabric. So I knew that as soon as the fabric started coming through the door, I'd have to get sewing. So no, I couldn't do something else instead. And I'm going to come back to the main point in a second, right? Which is about having standards. Right. So because this one person failed to do, having harassed me to say I can get the fabrics for you, and I declined in the first instance. The person who got the other fabrics for me got them as and when I needed them. And so I managed to finish the first part of the job, which was the bedroom curtains, within the time, because he was going on holiday. So I managed to get them done before he went on holiday, with sufficient time for him to fit them. No problem. Different standards. Right, so here, because of one person's poor standards and as well trying to save money off the back of my order, and I don't think in the end she did even order her stuff. As a consequence of that, I've now got to, as you probably heard me say, I was up at 6:30 this morning sewing. I think I had maybe 3 hours sleep. You might also have heard her say to me, "You look well." That's probably because of the facial that I spent 11 hours doing yesterday. Now, the point is, it always comes back to standards. I've organized my life up until the point I inherited my sister. I was fully in charge of every second, of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. Right? I owned all of my time, and I was at liberty to use it as I felt inclined. But then I inherited my sister, and I will keep coming back to this. I will keep saying that had she ordered her life in a different way, I wouldn't be looking after her, because her health would have been her priority. My health, you see, the thing is, there was one family member who had the audacity last year to say that everybody else is successful except me. And I'm still waiting for that one to blow up in her face, because my idea of success and her idea of success, I know, are not the same thing. But I'm waiting, that will blow up in her face at some stage. The fact that I am fit and healthy and happy and at peace, I'm at one with myself, but that's consequent of my relationship with God. The only time there is any kind of disruption is when I have to deal with people, which is why I came to the logical conclusion that I need to get rid of, unless I'm conducting business, I need to get rid of human beings out of my life. And it's a matter of standards. People will say, "You think you're better than other people." Well, all I'm saying is, whenever people I have any kind of involvement with human beings, especially especially if you sort of like, if you have to work closely with them or something, but worse in relationship situations, like friendships and all of that. I said in one of my videos last night about this man contacting me. It was in the evening. I'm listening to the closing stages of the Liverpool derby game, league. It's a League Cup game, and it went to penalty shootout. I'm listening to that, sewing, knowing what's ahead of me, and this man calls me on WhatsApp to let me know that it's his birthday. What am I doing? Basically asking me to drop what I'm doing to come and meet him. So I said, well, I'm working. And he said, what time do you finish? And I said, maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. I knew I wasn't going to finish at 7 o'clock in the morning, but, just making a point to cut to the chase. So he persisted. But this isn't anything new, right? I've had this even when I was not here with, looking after my sister. On a Friday night, I would have deadlines. So there were some weekends I didn't go out. I'm sewing, and some person, usually a woman, looking for somebody to keep her company on a night out, would ring me up. I mean, I've had men do it as well, for the same purposes, just for me to come and hang out with them. So I don't know the nature of what I do, and how the energy required. I don't understand anything like this. So without failing, it would be, yeah, but you can come out and do that after, right? So this is how little respect, well, I don't have any respect really. It's a lack of respect that people have. I'm not going to say for me, because I don't know how this works with other people, but I do know that some people are too weak to tell others no, and so they get dragged around at the mercy of the other person. I'm highly skilled in telling people no, but like I said, this is something that I'm not unfamiliar with. Drop what you're doing and come and meet me. Let's go out. We're gonna have fun. And it's like, as I said in the video last night, I don't need anybody. I don't need to contact anybody to say, let's go out, we're gonna have fun, because I do that by myself. I cultivated the ability in my late teens, early 20s to be able to entertain myself. So I've been going clubbing and partying by myself since the late 80s, mid to late 80s actually. That's what I've been doing, right? So comes back to development. So why was I working on my hair and my skin? Because healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. I like to go out socially. When I say socially, I'm not talking about going to mix with people. I mean going out to dance, going out for my own amusement, entertainment. And I want to look good. I don't want to be that old woman over there hanging out with the kids. But it's not about that. It's about me. It's not about how people are going to perceive me. It's about how I perceive myself. And I'm going to have to wind up because I'm close to the fitness studio. But I will say this. There are those who are, deeply religious, who will tell you God's will be done. If God's will be done, why tell us to ask and you shall receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open? You see, if God is capable of doing everything, then I expect more, not less. Right? So that's why I would never be in the situation that my sister is in, no matter how people want to say there, but for the grace of God. I would never be in that situation because God can do anything. So he's either going to kill me or cure me. Right? So I'm that kind of radical when it comes to my relationship with God. And so I'm in for a long weekend of no sleep because I've got to deliver these. There are 10 net curtains to make, full length net curtains, and I haven't started them. I haven't even cut them as yet, let alone to start the process of actually making them. And I need to finish those by Sunday night to be delivered for Monday so that the fitter can hang them on Tuesday. Right? That's the task ahead of me. But that's not all. I also have 6 blinds. I also have 6 blinds that I need to make. So it's not just, you see, so I've got to put those nets in with the, I've got to put the nets in. I've walked past the fitness studio just so I can continue talking. So I'm going to turn back in a second. Yeah, so it's not just about getting the nets done. I also have other priorities. And on top of that, I haven't even counted them, but a minimum of 10 cushions for another customer. You see, so this job that I need to spend time doing to finish for Monday, to deliver on Monday, that would have been done last weekend had this woman done as she said she would and ordered the net, the voile, on the Wednesday, as she said she would, or even on the Thursday. So that's how one person, by failing to do one action, can stuff up your situation and make you look bad before the customer. Right, that's what can happen. So this, I hope, gives you a better understanding of why I need to cancel human beings. Because of their ability to be a liability. Right, so that's it. So I got to go training now. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye.